Gina, I'll do what I do when I want to do it.
It's recording.
I don't give.
Yes, you do.
Two.
It's not coming. Oh, they're old. Okay.
Say when.
When.
See how I can still do it whenever I want to do it. All right. Good morning, Gina. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Good morning. Good morning. It's the Gina Show.
In the house.
We have
a massive audience today.
We have an audience today, live in Strawberry, California, near Pinecrest.
Yep.
Yep.
Just
near the Sonora Pass.
Yes.
There you go, Sonora Pass. That's where we are. Well, near 40.
On the way. All right.
East.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Thanks
know
for asking,
direction.
Gina.
Okay, why are you looking down? You're looking at your soundboard.
Do whatever you want
Your
to do.
new soundboard.
So,
hey, today is
brought
fabulous.
to you by Vibe Digital.
Thanks, Bob. I like it when you say. Okay.
I like it when you don't interrupt me, but that has never happened.
It does. There's times.
It's hysterical when I catch you and I point it out all day long.
times.
All day long.
There are times.
There has been a time.
Okay, fabulous fun Friday.
Yeah.
Fabulous Fun Friday, and we have special guests in the house
Yep.
today. Sweetwater Farm and Ranch. Woo!
Yay.
They got here really early.
Because they had to come from a distance, and the roads are
Yeah.
the roads are roads
We'll talk
after a
about
storm.
the roads.
Go.
Yes. Anyway, before they come on, we're going to talk about a few things like we are dabbling in Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Bob, did you know that?
You told me yesterday it was the first time I knew it, and I still don't have any idea what it means.
Okay, it's for those people who want to drive safely and listen to the Bob and Gina show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are now. You can search it, and we'll put a post up.
Yep.
But you can search it by the Bob and Gina show on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
on your way to your parole meeting, you can put it on and listen to it on the way there.
yes. Now we did have people come in and ask. We've had that comment quite a bit about this being a podcast, and it's
A what?
A podcast.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said something different. Go.
Okay. Anyway, so I just dabbled in that, and we'll see how it goes. And I don't know if you guys need that. Maybe you do.
They do.
Another thing I want to say is the Paint and Sip is still online. You can register for March 22nd.
Yep.
$25 gets you a sip.
One sip and a paint can, and then you leave.
And then you'll be painting something springy. We do have people signed up, so it would be great if you could join us.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Gina, what's the... No, that's not true. What else? Go.
Hey, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Bread?
It's bread day.
Oh, you just waiting.
That's all I wanted to do all day long. I've been thinking about it since I woke up.
With your little soundboard, it's so cute. Let's show people.
Oh,
Like,
it takes the mystique out of it.
I know, but we have this sound app on Bob's phone, and a soundboard app.
And it's just the start. We will have dozens more.
Many sounds, I'm sure.
Most of them bodily functions.
Oh, honey.
Okay, none of them.
No.
Not one.
No.
Go.
All right.
Bread. Bread came in. What is it, Gina? Here,
Oh.
I'll do it.
Wait. Because I think there's only one double Gouda left.
Oh, because everybody reserved me. Well, you can tell them that. Okay, so here's what. Gina, we have traditional.
Lemon blueberry.
One double Gouda. See, I did that one.
Yeah, because you don't know the other flavor.
I don't have a clue.
Roasted. No.
Yes.
Is it roasted garlic?
Yes.
Roasted garlic.
Yep.
So
I love my garlic roasted.
We do have bread left, but I do believe there's only one or two double Gouda. So if you want it, make sure you reach out to us somehow.
Right. And it's not. So when they told me it's double Gouda, I was wondering if we'd have cheese oozing out of the bread. It's not. It's not.
No,
It smells fantastic.
It looks good.
So do you. Thank you for asking.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Okay, go.
Yeah. So bread, and there was something else I was gonna say.
There was.
I'm in a rush.
Why don't you? You don't take notes?
I do take notes,
Okay.
but there was something I was going to say about the bread. And I can't remember.
Don't know.
Anyway, it's Fabulous Fun Friday.
It is.
No, it wasn't about fudge.
Road conditions.
Road conditions are good.
They're great. Come on up. That's your weather report. It's great. Come on up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's no reason not to be up here this weekend.
Mhm.
The powder is so thick. I went on a hike on Herring Creek like yesterday. I didn't go on a hike. I went to take the dog on a walk, and it was close to a foot deep. So snowshoeing this weekend, stop at Heidi's ski shop on the way up here in Cold Springs. Get some snowshoes. She has snowshoe rentals. Dodge Ridge also has snowshoe rentals.
Okay.
But it's going to be the perfect weekend to do that. Pass the gate. Come in here, get your day permit, go up to the gate and snowshoe. I have never been. I want to go.
Yeah, you want a lot of things, Gina, and none of them are coming true in your life. Sorry.
Right,
I know.
that's
That was
not
that was a
nice. And why
downer.
are you looking down?
Okay, I haven't
Stop.
seen that much because I had to do this joke. I haven't seen this much powder since I watched Scarface. That was good.
I know, it was great.
That was great.
I believe in you. That was wonderful.
That was good.
It was very professional.
It was. Yeah. Having to go to my phone for it. That was great.
Bluebird skies, fresh powder, and pork is in the house.
Nobody likes their
And-
house full of pork like I do. We had some last night.
Well, Bob,
We
you
did
have a
have
lot of
some.
sausages.
Oh, hey,
You know.
we're going to try that real quick.
Okay, so
Okay,
quickly,
speaking of Sweetwater Farm and Ranch pork,
they brought us what is hot off the pork
it
presses.
comes in a package like this.
It's called Fouette. Not bad.
Fouet.
Fouette.
Fouet?
Okay,
Fouet.
and it is really cool because it's organic and it is actually wrapped in the silk paper. So it's got the silk lining
It looks like this.
and then
Sweet.
wrapped in the usual
Get out of there.
black, and it is
Yeah.
lovely.
Well, it's like,
Butter.
I was just going to say, it's like butter.
It's like butter
It's
because it's so smooth.
it's creamier than cheese.
There is absolutely not.
What cheese would you pair with this?
This would be considered a dry meat. Would it be considered dry?
Mm.
Cured?
It's right
Because
on the
it's not
verge
dry.
of being a spreadable meat, which, believe it
Yeah.
or not, is an option.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
this is summertime fantastic.
Well, okay. Where's your cheers sound thing? We want to introduce
Yep. The boys
the
from Sweetwater.
boys from Sweetwater Farm and Ranch. They're going to be answering some questions from Bob. I'm going to hop out
Mhm.
and I'll hop back in. We hope you enjoy this. Don't forget, it'll be on Apple and Spotify.
And my
Yay!
okay.
So
Mhm.
you're going to have to grab an extra chair.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And you get in the middle. Oh, Bruce, you're a chef guy. You're used to that.
I'm gonna take them out to the side. Yeah.
These don't even fit.
These
the
are
screen.
these are big boys. Okay.
Mhm.
Did you guys play football, both of you?
No,
Would you like to? Because you're that big.
no, no.
Had I gone to a better school, Bob, I would have probably not been here because I would have been in football.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No, you're-
but
Hey, Bob, you got
I'm not going to get into that conversation.
Okay. All right. We've been carrying you guys. I mean, it seems like since the day we opened. I mean, it's pretty close. It's been
Pretty
it's
close.
a couple of years. I mean, we're going on year 3 for sure. It's been over 2 years. Some of my favorite people because you know what? I like hardworking people, and these guys work really hard. Okay, so we're going to start the whole.
Camera
The thing
person.
I really wanted to get to was why Sweetwater. Let's go through what's going on in the pork industry in this state that really looks like you guys are going to be a standout.
So back, can you hear me?
Yep, yeah, they can hear you.
Sound check.
Yes.
1 2 1 2.
Yep.
Bob check. So back in I think 2017, there was a law passed regarding chicken and pork. The big pork manufacturers, and I say manufacturers because they're not farmers, right? They're basically running assembly lines. There was a law passed that had to do with birthing pigs. It's called Proposition 12. Industrial practices are really bad. If you want, look up farrowing. They basically put the moms in a pen and she gives birth and then she's impregnated and they drop food in front of her. And it's just a cycle. She just is pregnant and nursing till she's too old, and then they go and they send her to make the like unholy ham obelisks you see in the store. So
Unholy.
the it's the practices are really bad. So what Prop 12 does is require them to be in a pen large enough they can turn around and lay down. And of course, the pig manufacturers, pork manufacturers fought that like hell. They're still fighting it. The California Department of Food and Agriculture lacks the resources to enforce it. But we were the first Prop 12 certified farm because we were always compliant, to the point where the last couple of years they said, hey, we don't have the resources and you guys are so far above the minimum requirement for this that we're just send in your paperwork and we're going to stamp you guys through. You are not who we're worried about.
Right.
Which was pretty cool. And so our animals, they're pasture-raised California Berkshires. They eat a lot of acorns, so their diet's super clean. We have a specialty feed program that we do. There's no hormones, no antibiotics, no GMOs. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's the hard way to do it.
No, it's the hard way to do it for sure. But we have incredibly high animal welfare standards. We're doing it the right way. And that comes out in products like this Fouette, where it melts in your mouth. It's so good. And I don't know, you guys want to take anything from there?
One thing I saw not long ago, and you can speak to this, when you see a tag or you see something that says made in the USA, that doesn't necessarily mean what we think it means, because to my understanding, 20% of all meat.
It's basically fraud.
Yeah, it is.
It's legalized fraud. So a lot of times with meat in the grocery store, it'll have claims. There we go. Claims. Those claims are almost always not true. 99% of them are just false. But there's so much money wrapped up in doing things the wrong way that they've lawyered up and got laws passed and court stuff behind them to say this is okay. So what Bob's talking about with the Made in the USA thing is they can actually raise an animal out of the country, right? Mm-hmm. In China or Bangladesh, or a lot of times it's Australia, even though, it's Australia, but still it's Australia, it's not America. So they'll raise an animal in another country where the standards are way lower, and then they will put that meat, they'll freeze it, put it on a cargo ship it to America as a carcass, and then cut that carcass down into pieces. And at that point in America where they cut it into pieces, they're allowed to label it product of the USA. Now, obviously, that's fraud, right? That's misleading a consumer.
Yep.
But they've paid their way, and they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And, just like your fresh meat case at the grocery store, and I wouldn't. I would recommend whether you want to buy clean meat or support American farmers. There's so many of us that sell direct now. I would just do a web search, see if there's anybody local. There's great resources like Chop Local, choplocal.com, where you can punch in your thing and find any kind of meat you want, made in America, shipped right to your door. Mm-hmm. We're part of that system, so you can actually go on our website and order direct, and we ship. You can pick up from the ranch. You can buy from Bob here, because Bob buys our stuff all the time. He's been a huge supporter of us, which is awesome. But that's the best way to get clean, real meat. Yeah. What you're going to find in your grocery store most of the time is basically fraudulent. And it's going to be not clean, not good for you, low animal welfare practices.
Very low.
And you're not supporting American farmers and ranchers. Yeah. And
just because you see that label, it means absolutely zero. And that's pork, beef. It's across the board. It's across the board. Lamb.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, and I just thought of something else.
Right.
One of this, they did a study in Oregon where there's a lot of direct sales from ranches, and they found that every dollar of a locally sourced food product spent at a local farm and ranch stays in that community, or 78 cents of that dollar stays in that community for at least 12 months. versus an imported food product from some other place far away, only 18 cents of that dollar stays. So that has a compounding effect that it's just incredible to see in the places that do a lot of farm to fork or direct from the range selling.
Right. Talk about you're different. You've got a couple of different, what do you call it? Buying, like retailers like us buy, okay? But your business has really expanded in the restaurant side of things.
Oh, very, very quickly. It's like a wildfire. When we first started out, it's kind of hard to get into the restaurant scene. It took a lot of frustration, stress, depression to kind of try to get in there. We started out with the local grocers, like the Columbia Mercantile, 1855.
Bob and Gina here.
And man, people came in, they're like, oh, what is this? Oh, it's pork. I guess I'll try it. Every time they tried it, they were like, I'll never eat store-bought pork ever again.
Right.
The flavor is phenomenal.
Right.
Well, we started expanding into the restaurant scene, and we took down sample after sample after sample after sample. And finally, people were like, you know what? This is some damn good pork.
Right.
Very, very good pork. So they started buying from us. Well, word of mouth happens with chefs. One chef talked to another chef, and then all of a sudden, it spread. Right. It spread like wildfire.
So, yeah, we do a lot with fine dining restaurants, especially in San Francisco or the Bay Area. We're trying to get some more stuff in the Central Valley. On your way up the mountain, if you're coming up, by the way, the Sugar Shack in Miwok buys our ham. So all the ham in the Sugar Shack is actually from our ranch. And then Bob and Gina up here, obviously, they're going to have some of these fouettes to purchase, and there's only 150 of these in existence right now. So get them while they're hot. But yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, we could talk about this all day with the farming. But we were just happy that they invited us to come up here and talk about this.
So I've really pounded the table kind of as a, I don't know, not proof, but I tell them all the time, you can buy the same stuff that is going to really high-end restaurants. And in fact, you guys are selling so much to those restaurants. Sometimes I call and you're like, yeah, out. Because the draw is going so much in that part of the world.
Well, they started just...
And they just bulk buy. They just buy everything.
They buy a
produce.
Whole lot of, ribs or center cuts. The center cuts,
right?
But we do work.
I haven't even got to try one of those yet.
We do work really hard to have stuff available for just normal sales too. So we always try to have bacon and pork chops,
right?
And pork butts. And then if we have something that's normally bought by restaurants and it's available, we try to let people know.
Yeah.
We have Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, and we're always running deals and specials.
Right.
But regardless of whether or not you want to buy from us or whoever, we would just recommend that, hey, try to find a local farm or ranch to buy stuff from.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a huge difference for those guys, and it makes a huge difference over time for your community. So.
Right. Well, I really wanted to get into this because I wanted to know why are we doing what we do, and it's with you guys, and it's with Dying Breed, the brewery. Yeah. It's with all these local things that people can get the feel good. I bought this local, but what am I buying and why am I buying? And especially that part about all this meat coming in from out of the country, because the animal practices we buy for a reason.
Kenny, do you want to talk to why kind of our practices and what makes it special and different, and then kind of your experiences? And because Kenny had a good paying job that he quit to make no money working on a ranch. But he's become a business partner with me in this, and we couldn't do it without him. And he's the ranch foreman, so he manages all the animals, all the feeding. You want to talk about that?
So pretty much what makes us different from a lot of other people is the love and care, right? If you love something and you're doing it constantly every day, it shows, right? What separates us from the big corporations, industrial plants, because they're not farms, is the animal welfare, right? Our pigs, they have plenty of property to go and forage and eat whatever they want, and waller and run around and get exercise, and they get their scratches every morning.
They literally get their
they
scratches.
get their scratches. They come up, to me while I'm in there feeding or checking on them. They get their scratches behind the ears and the heads and stuff. So a lot of it is TLC, a lot of temper, love, and care.
And we're regenerative too, so we try to put more into the earth every time than we take out. And what we've actually seen is a huge explosion of different animal species that were never around before.
Last year it was like these sparrows.
Yeah, there was like 50,000 sparrows.
This year it was crows and potato bugs.
Yeah.
Right. And
that's
lots of crickets.
A lot of that's like an ecosystem healing itself, right? So as an animal comes in, then a predator comes in, and then a food comes in. So every year we're seeing this cycle of, hey, we have this population explosion of one thing. The next year it's gone because it's balancing itself back out, which has been really cool. And we're actually seeing our red clay soil turn to black earth, which is super cool.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we were college educated folk, we would probably be measuring the difference between the red soil and the black soil, but just visually it's incredible.
Right.
And then
the plant growth.
Yeah, you want to talk about the translation to what those good practices mean for just the quality of the product?
Just the quality of the product, so it gives it a better flavor, right? Because pork is one of the most soakable meats, right? So whatever that pig eats, that's what the meat it produces.
Right.
So if you're just feeding them garbage like Twinkies and milk and chocolate fudge sticks and all that other stuff, the meat's going to be super sugary.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's going to be just stiff, and they're going to get lazy, just like everything else. But they have a healthy diet. They got great soil to rummage in. Pigs don't sweat. They have an amazing 340-degree view. It's crazy. But they are alert on everything, and they also, with what they eat and then they put back into the earth is actually great. So if they're eating all natural stuff and they're putting natural stuff back in the earth,
and
health heals
and
itself.
So that's leading back to a point where the end product is incredible. It's good for you. It's dark red meat. It's marbled like Wagyu beef. It's super tender, which translates back into the salami.
It's loaded with
and
healthy
all
vitamins.
It's loaded with omega-3s and 6s. I mean, especially if you're like a carnivore diet or a fitness person or you're going outside a lot, this stuff is so good for you. Or if you're a backpacker or a day hiker, right? You can get one of these while they're here, throw it in your backpack, and eat it while you go. I ate one just off the stick like a caveman yesterday, and it was delicious.
Yeah. So, I guess I'll end with this, and I've told 1,000 stories. So if you want to come up here, I'll tell you 1,000 stories about this stuff and about not what I say, but what customers say. So the important thing is, you buy from Sweetwater direct. If you're up here, you want to buy from us. I didn't know that the ham that's being cooked down at the Sugar Shack from them, and this is a chance. And I don't know why I keep preaching this, but this is the stuff the Bay Area is paying a ton of money for. And when it hits the plate, so I don't know, to me that means something. There's a whole lot of people up there that recognize this stuff tastes better. And then you found out today about the whole thing about the meat coming in this country, made in the USA, an absolute bunch of crap. So I guess we'll kind of end it with that. And when I say end it with that, that's when you cheer.
Yeah.
The last thing I have to say is, why not local meat?
Yeah.
Why not farmers?
Yeah.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah,
Thanks
so-
for having us.
Guys,
They traveled a
thanks
long
for
ways,
being here.
really early to
a
do
long
this.
ways really early.
Yeah. So, and now they're eating their own products, and
And they're taking some.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for
yes.
being here. Thank you for taking look at your battery's gonna die.
Mhm.
You gotta hurry up, wrap it up.
Yeah. So, come up here, come see us, and come sample, or not say sample, come purchase things from Sweetwater Farms, either online or here, and you two will know what's great. Here, whoo, on the 108.
Bluebird skies.
You're a bluebird.